Continuing coverage this morning around Christian Black's death at the Montgomery County Jail. You heard Jenna Lee Borick and her package just moments ago. I'm now sitting down live with Joel Pruse, who is part of the Montgomery County Jail Coalition. And I know that you personally were at this press conference yesterday that was held by the attorneys representing Christian Black's family. Why did you feel it was important that someone from the coalition was there?
Yeah, thank you for having us today. We were honored to have been invited, and we didn't know exactly what to expect. And we were just feeling really honored to be able to bear witness to the events that led up to Christian Black's death, and to be there in community with his family, with his lawyers, because that's what the Jail Coalition does. We stand with impacted people harmed by the criminal legal system and the jail in particular, and to be there to know that there is a community out there who cares about this, who is here to support them, both emotionally and politically, and to see the change that they want to see done.
Absolutely. So I know that you had a chance and opportunity to watch the video from inside the jail, which we saw here just moments ago on your day as well. What were your initial thoughts from what you saw?
Yeah, I won't be the same after that. It was a quiet room where there's no sound on the video from inside the jail, and you hear whimpering, of course, from the family and even people who are watching this for the first time, because your heart can't not break to be with a family as they watch their child or their brother take his last breath. And what we did see, aside from the emotional impact, was the conduct of the correctional officers and the NAFCare nursing staff that was violent, that was neglectful, that was abusive, and that just showed such a callous disregard for Christian Black's humanity. That really was just another bit of evidence, to support the claims that the coalition's been calling for all these years. That jail needs to be as small as possible and house as few people as possible, because what we learn time and time again is that just being arrested can be a death sentence, and that was borne out on the tape.
And just so everyone is aware, we have gotten a statement from the sheriff's office, so I just want to make sure we reiterate that. Now, I do know that this is not the first case that the coalition has been involved with. We've covered multiple cases that you guys have followed. Tonight, you're planning to go to the county commissioners meeting that's happening at 6 o'clock tonight. What are you planning to say to them? Sure.
So what we're planning to do when we go to the county commission meeting tonight is to echo the claims that the family called out yesterday, which is that the law enforcement officers that participated in Christian Black's murder need to be arrested and indicted and charged. And that's what justice will look like. That's the first step to getting justice for Christian Black's family and for this community. And so we're going to ask the county commissioners, from their position as leaders of this community, as elected officials, as individuals with a platform and with a bully pulpit, as we would say, to call on the sheriff to do the right thing, to arrest and indict these officers. And after that happens, we have to pursue a widespread slate of reforms to that facility that ensure that things like this never happen again.
And so I know you guys want to see change within the Montgomery County Jail. What do you want to see?
Yeah, the first thing is the first call that we ever issued 5.5 years ago is to lower the jail population, right? So right now there's about 620 people in that jail. Only a week ago it was 550 people, and you can check that daily. So that number's already ticking up. And that means that every additional individual that goes in there is a possible fatality. So we believe that that jail needs to be as small as possible and house as few people as possible. If they don't need to be in that jail, they need to get out, right? So folks there who are awaiting trial, which is about 2/3 or 3/4 of any county jail, people who have not been convicted of the charges against which they are being held, they need to be let out, right? And really only reserve that jail for the people that really need to be separated from the rest of society, at least temporarily. And so we need to lower the jail population. We need to make sure that there's justice and accountability for the individuals who perpetrated that. We believe there needs to be an investigation that escalates beyond the Dayton PD, right? Dayton PD was handed this investigation in order to make it independent, but Dayton PD clearly is subordinate to the county. It needs to be outside of this locale, and we think it needs to be elevated at least to the state level. I was doing some homework over the last few days, and we remember back to 2017 and 2018 when Sheriff Phil Plummer was in charge there. And on his watch, he oversaw a jail with abuse and neglect and death and tens of millions of dollars in settlements. At that time, the commissioners called for a federal investigation into the jail, which we think would be deeply appropriate. The federal environment, of course, has changed around the intervention of the Department of Justice these days, but the investigation has to be scaled up. in order to really get to the bottom of what happened.
All right, Joel, thank you. We do want to reiterate the Montgomery County Sheriff Rob Streck has made a statement regarding all of this, saying in part, quote, "Throughout this tragic situation, I have made every effort to be transparent with Christian's family and the citizens of Montgomery County, while also ensuring that nothing I do interferes with the independent investigation I requested." We, of course, will be there at tonight's meeting. We will be covering this. We will continue to follow this developing story. And we'll have the very latest tonight at 10 and 11. But also here on your day tomorrow morning. Joel, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate you being here with us this morning.